gives this woman to be married to this man? Well, welcome everybody. You can please be seated on a beautiful day in the Northwest. Who would have thought in the summer we'd get some sunshine today? That's amazing. But we are here. And listen, we're so glad that you're here. And as we get started, we'd invite you to be fully present for this ceremony today. So please kindly turn off your cell phones and cameras and enjoy the special moment. And the groom and bride will happily share the photos that are captured here today. Well, my name is Justin Tarsick, and I'm a friend, and I've had the privilege of being both a friend and a pastor to the bride and the groom. And on behalf of Keegan and Maci and their families, thank you for making the journey here to the Olympic Peninsula. You know, we have guests that have traveled as far as Texas and Montana and Los Angeles and Yakima and England, I heard, and farther still, Burien. So for those of you who made the journey over the river and through the woods, thank you so much. The I-5 is treacherous. But we're glad you're here, and you all made it. And Keegan and Maci, you all made it. And we're excited to celebrate this special day with you. You know, Keegan, Proverbs 18:22 says that he who finds a wife finds a treasure and receives favor from the Lord. So I hope you're ready to receive heaps of favor from God, my friend. You've got an amazing woman standing next to you here today. And I also want to add, just as we begin, that it's been a privilege to be a part of your story up close and personal. And to see God working in your lives. And I want to honor you publicly for the way that you have prepared yourselves, not just for a wedding, but for a marriage. And you both have put in a lot of work and time and commitment to make sure that the joy extends far beyond this day. And I just want to commend you for that as well. You're an absolute joy as a couple. And so today we are here because God has brought you two together. Love has brought you two together. You know, love isn't a feeling. And feelings come and go. Love isn't an emotion, because emotions can change. No, love is much greater. It's a choice. It's a conscious decision. Love is a commitment to honor and to cherish each other, to bring strength to one another through sacrifice. And love is a choice that the two of you are vowing to make day in and day out, long after this beautiful day has passed. Marriage is a shared expression of commitment, intimacy, and partnership. A lifelong adventure with your best friend, and it's possible because of God's gift of love. You know, from the very beginning, all the way back in Genesis, God created man and women, brought them together for partnership and purpose, and said, "It is good." In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the Apostle Paul wrote one of the most well-known and probably most beloved passages of Scripture pertaining to God's gift of love. He says in verse 4 that love is patient and kind. Now, love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable. It keeps no record of being wronged. Love does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. He then says, 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And this form of divine sacrificial love never fails because it's of God's design, and He never fails. And so, throughout your marriage and your lifetime, you most certainly will experience joy and many moments of celebration. But sometimes moments of difficulty come too. Friendships, family, jobs, finances. But with Jesus at the center of your lives, you can have peace even in the midst of trouble. In fact, Jesus said in John 16:3, talking about the ups and downs of life, He said, "I told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you'll have trouble, but take heart." He says, "I have overcome the world." And so Jesus promises both peace and trouble, but take heart because He's overcome. And you both have chosen to keep Jesus at the center of your marriage. And so no matter what you face in this journey, He will produce His unfailing love in your lives, and you will keep moving forward together. Are you both ready to move forward together? That's a great answer. They said yes, everybody. All right, well then I'm going to say a couple of phrases here, and I want you to repeat with "I do" and "I will." Keegan, do you take Maci to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Will you love her, comfort her, honor and protect her, and, forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Maci, same question to you. Maci, do you take Keegan to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Will you love him, comfort him, honor and protect him, and, forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Keegan, will you repeat after me? Say, I, Keegan, take you, Maci,
I, Keegan, take you, Maci,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
Before God and these witnesses,
Before God and these witnesses,
I promise
I promise
to be your loving and faithful husband,
to be your loving and faithful husband,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Now, Maci, will you repeat after me? I, Maci, take you, Keegan,
I, Maci, take you, Keegan,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
Before God and these witnesses,
Before God and these witnesses,
I promise to be your loving and faithful wife,
I promise to be your loving and faithful wife,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
At this time, we are going to exchange rings. We'll grab the rings here in just a moment, and as we get ready to exchange those rings, a reminder of what these represent. The wedding ring symbolizes the eternal love of God. And our prayer is that these rings will represent the love of Christ that permeates your marriage, founded on love, strength, and unity. You can slide the ring on. Awesome. Well done. Well, let's wait for 1 second on these. There we go. I'm just excited. I know you're excited. One at a time. One at a time. Here we go. Keegan, will you repeat after me? I, Keegan, give you this ring
I, Keegan, give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and devotion to you.
and devotion to you.
Receive it as a constant reminder
Receive it as a constant reminder
of our covenant before God.
as our covenant before God.
Maci, will you put on the ring on Keegan's finger? And will you please repeat after me? I, Maci, give you this ring
I, Maci, give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and devotion to you.
and devotion to you.
Receive it as a constant reminder
Receive it as a constant
of our covenant before God.
of our covenant before God.
At this time, Keegan and Maci have requested to take communion together. And Christian communion is a remembrance of what Jesus did for us by death on a cross, and the celebration of freedom and forgiveness that we receive as a result of his sacrificial love. And I think it's the perfect way to begin the adventure of marriage with Jesus at the center. So they're just going to play a song as we receive communion together.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. And if the stars were made to worship so loud, I can see your heart in everything you made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. And if creation sings your praises, so will I. God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, no syllable empty or void. For once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. As you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath, evolving in pursuit of what you.
Well, in the presence of God and before family and friends, Keegan and Maci have made marriage vows to one another. And they've declared their marriage by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings. And I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That which God has joined together, let no one separate. And so, Keegan, you may now kiss your bride. You can face everybody here. Before these witnesses you have committed to each other in the vows of marriage, may your marriage and your lives bring glory to the name of Jesus Christ. And would you all please join us and stand to your feet? Because it is my honor to introduce to you all Mr. and Mrs. Keegan and Maci Campbell. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Listen, as you're dismissed, the bridegroom and the families would love for you to participate in some appetizers that are making their way out. You can explore the grounds, play some cornhole. Restrooms are on the building. They're off to your left, and we're going to set the hall for the reception here shortly. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together and make some noise for our bride and groom, the beautiful couple, Keegan and Maci.
Forevermore, you know your love keep on lifting higher, higher and higher. I said your love keep on lifting higher and higher. Now once I was downhearted, disappointment.
All right, everybody, the groom is ready, so we're going to let the toasting begin.
All right, so hey guys, I'm Corey. I'm Keegan's oldest brother. I've been able to witness this relationship grow pretty much since day one. Keegan came up to me one day after work and said that the school district had just hired a new teacher, and he was thinking about asking her out. And I said, oh yeah, you're just gonna walk in her classroom and ask her out on a date? And he's like, no, I'm gonna just welcome her, introduce myself, and ask her if she wants me to show her around Seattle. And so what I didn't know is Keegan had actually disabled her printer basically, so she had to call him in to fix her issue, and then that was his in. And here I'm thinking, good for Keegan for going out and just asking a girl out the old-fashioned way while everyone else is swiping left on their phone. But it worked out, and Maci took him up on his offer, and they went to Seattle and saw the sights. And a couple weeks later, Maci, she came to our house and we got to meet her. And she walked in and immediately comes up and gives all of us a big hug. Just like we're family, basically. And she's super outgoing and funny. And there was just a vibe about Maci that was different than past relationships. And you could tell that Maci was really special. And from there, we were just all really impressed talking about it after she had left. And a couple weeks later, it was like a month later, it was Keegan's opportunity to go down to Texas and woo the family as well. And it was Thanksgiving weekend. They had all went to bed one night. They had all went to bed, and the next morning, Keegan wakes up and he's not in the same bedroom that he had fallen asleep in. And he looks around and he realizes that he's in Maci's sister's bedroom, and doesn't have any recollection of how he ended up there. And the sister's already gone. She woke up, saw Keegan laying next to her, and left. And there's the sister right there, yeah. And Keegan says he's not sure if he went to the wrong bathroom or bedroom after going to the bathroom at nighttime, or if he sleepwalked. And the whole family gave him crap about it, saying that totally pillows end up in the microwave all the time around here too. And but they were quick to forgive him of his honest mistake, and have since then invited him back to family gatherings. So I think they're over it. But obviously not the best situation you want to encounter the first time you meet your now in-laws. But Maci, I just want you to know that Keegan is so excited to be your husband. Me and Keegan and all of us have really been through some of the toughest of times of our lives together, and I just want you to know that Keegan will be that solid rock for you. He's so excited just about your guys' future and growing, and really this is just the beginning. Keegan, just want you to know that Mom would be so proud of you. And she would absolutely love Maci. Yeah, our mom grew up with 4 boys and herself, so she was outnumbered pretty much our entire family existence. And as we begin to get married and babies are born, and we've quickly evened the playing field there. But I just want to let you know that I'm proud of you. I love you, and I'm glad we got to keep Maci forever now. I love you, brother.
Alrighty, so I'm Scott. I'm Keegan's younger brother, and for those of us that grew up with Keegan through his accident-prone childhood, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're all surprised you physically made it here today. So, no, I was truly blessed and lucky because I had 2 older brothers, so I was the luckiest Campbell boy to grow up and have 2 role models all my life. To kind of help shape me into being the person I want to be. And having Keegan, who won't shirk away from any opportunity, taught me how to take risks, taught me how to enjoy the little things and enjoy whatever I can in life, and how to make fun of any situation. So it's been a joy, and it's been just nothing but a true privilege to grow up as your younger brother, and to grow up together despite our fights for who gets to be which Power Ranger, who gets which bunk. When our mom passed, Keegan often told us that he lost one of his main confidants, one of his best friends. And I can't think of anybody that would be able to do a job as well as our mom in filling that void than Maci. So, Maci, all I can say to you is, we love you. Our mom would have loved you. She would have loved how kind and sweet and caring and equally weird as Keegan you are. So we're so excited for you to finally be a part of our family, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Love you guys.
Hello. I'm Molly, for those of you who don't know me. I'm Maci's younger sister, one of many, many, many younger sisters and siblings. And let me pull up my notes. I don't want to forget nothing. So, Maci's my best friend, first of all. And I cannot think of anyone better. I have really high expectations for who she deserves, and Keegan fits all the roles. And I've wanted a big brother for a long time, and he makes the third. And I couldn't be any happier for them too. They're perfect for each other. Also, thank you guys for everyone who came out here. We have people from all over, and I know that they're so appreciative of that. We have people from Texas, Virginia, Michigan, Montana, all over that come here, and I know that that means so much to them. Also, the first time I met Keegan, he came it was Thanksgiving 2 years ago, 2017, and he came in, and he blended so well with our family. Right off the bat. So my family's really, really big into board games. We're all very, very competitive, and you have to really be in the game, and you have to be committed. And we played a really, really long game of Monopoly. It took like 5 hours. And I think, did you win? He won. And we were like, okay, who's this dude? He came in and won out of everyone in our family. Anyways, so we knew from right off the bat that was appreciated. And a little over 2 years ago, when Maci told me she got a teaching position in Washington, and I was like, cool, like, are you gonna like wait till you get other teaching positions like here? And she's like, no, I'm gonna go to Washington. I was like, what do you mean Washington? I was like, that's so far away. No, you can't go. And she was like, no, I think I'm gonna go. And she was like, and I have to leave right away. And I was heartbroken, terribly sorry. She's my best friend. But she was like, I have to go. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be supportive. And she was like, do you want to drive up to Washington with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. Like, this will be fun. How long is it? She's 36 hours. I was like, oh, yeah, nothing. We took a 3-day trip. We stayed in some really, really sketchy places. There's a place called Cow Palace, and it smelled exactly like cows. I think that was their theme. Like, I think that was their intention. I don't know. But it was really, really fun, the whole trip. And then we got here, and she loved it. I loved it. Obviously, I've been back here 5 times since the first time I came up here, and that was only 2 years ago. And yeah, I just couldn't stay away. And I've actually been Maci and Keegan's temporary roommate for the last 2-3 weeks, which they love. And it's been like such a blast. They're so goofy. Like their grocery list on their fridge, it's like apples and bananas and hugs for Maci and plantain chips and kisses for Keegan, and they're just like randomly thrown in there. And I made a comment. I was like, you guys, you left me off your shopping list. Like, I live here too. And I kind of completely forgot about it, and like a couple weeks went by, and they surprise attacked me randomly. Like 2 weeks later, they came in and hugged. Keegan just ran and grabbed me and held me and just like didn't say anything. And I was like, what's going on? I was like, is there an earthquake? I don't know, I'm from California. And Maci ran and she starts like kissing me, and I was like, what is going on? I was so confused. And they were like, we added you to the shopping list, hugs and kisses from Molly. And I was like, oh my God. So funny. But it's been really a blessing, like, to be able to spend so much time with them. And I've really been able to see how perfect they are for each other and how much they care about each other. And I could not be any happier for them and their journey. And yes, I love you both.
Just a few more, I promise. Hello. My name is Monica, and as Molly mentioned, there are many, many, many siblings. All parties involved, there are 13 of us, but I'm the oldest, and I'm Maci's only older sister, so take that very seriously. So Maci was my first roommate. Maci and I got to be roommates growing up. I had a large room upstairs, and Maci had her own room at first when we moved into our house where we grew up in. And then my parents kept having more children and more children and more children. So Maci got kicked out of her room, moved up into my room upstairs, the large, big upstairs that I got to have to myself for a little bit. So Maci and I attempted to share a room for a little bit. That could have been better, and there was a closet off the side of my bedroom. So Mom and Dad decided it would be a better idea to build a custom size bed that would fit in the closet. A twin size bed would not fit in there. So they built a custom size bed in the closet off the side so that Maci could have her own space. And then we got along much better with Maci in the closet. So Keegan and Maci, I would like to pass down some just honest advice for you. I know you're going to get along great. Maybe keep a closet empty for emergencies, If one of you needs to go in the closet for a little bit to have some extra time, there you can do that, When I first met Keegan, my husband and I came up to Washington last summer and spent a couple weeks here. And one of the first nights that Keegan came over to hang out with us, we played a Monopoly game. And Monopoly game's, pretty lengthy. And I was like, this will be a test of how well Keegan will fit into the family. And we were 3 hours deep in this Monopoly game. And at the end, it was just down to Keegan and me. Peter and Maci were out, And Maci's like, we can just call it. And Keegan and I were like, no. And we battled it out to the end. So I believe Keegan won that game as well. So props to you, winning the long Monopoly game. Yes, but growing up, I just had this checklist in my mind of things that I would require in Maci's future husbands. I've been extremely critical of people that my siblings have dated. And so Keegan, I just am so thankful that you meet a lot of honestly practical boxes for Maci. You have a great job. That's a huge relief. You are stable, you are handy, you're great with cars, and I'm just so thankful for all those practical aspects that that you provide for Maci, And then when I came up to Washington and got to meet Keegan for the first time, I'm just so thankful to be able to see firsthand how many of the more important check boxes that you check off. You truly love her, all her obviously great attributes, and then all of her quirks, and you just really embrace her and love her. And I love watching Maci be able to be fully real and quirky and just odd sometimes with you, and you just soak it in and love her, as we all do. And so I'm just so thankful for you and all of the wonderful qualities that you provide for her. And I am just so thankful that you also love the Lord and are able to lead her in your relationship with God. Maci, you are my younger sister and always have been, and I have always wanted older siblings, but I just really look up to you in so many ways. And so I love coming to you for advice, and just any issues I have, you're just more mature than me in a lot of ways, and I'm just thankful to look up to you and be able to talk to you about anything. So, Keegan, welcome to the family. I'd like everyone to give a cheers to Maci and Keegan, and a long, happy marriage in front of them. Cheers.
What? You don't want me to talk? You don't want me to talk about you? Well, listening to my two sons talk about Keegan and Maci, I've been thinking about this. I wrote Corey's, put it on a piece of paper, thought about it for a while. But Keegan is not like that. Keegan is off the hip. He's one of those people that his emotions are right on top. And he always thought growing up that he was kind of the odd man out for some reason because he wasn't good at sports sometimes, even though he was, but he just didn't want to push. And so, I remember one time when we were getting to the end of soccer season, big soccer family, and he was always playing, guards, not playing forwards. And I told him, hey, I'll give you $100 if you get a goal. So, and he just laughing me off, right? And he just got into that last game, and He actually went up for the ball, came down, hit his mouth on his knee, split his lip open, was bleeding really bad. But he's still, on that day, just trying to give him that edge on life and, just give him that killer instinct. And he made that goal that day. And I think it changed him a little bit to where, he understood what it meant. And a couple more games after that, it was no problem. It's just that way. He was not afraid. He was not really afraid of anything, but he was the artistic one, drawing all the time. Scared me a little bit with the goth. I was really scared for a year or two. And then he used to say, just don't worry about it. He's gonna work through that, and he did. He let his hair go back. But as your kids grow up, you really start thinking about that when they get into their teens, about who are they going to be with the rest of their life. And it's really tough. It's really tough to make those decisions for them. Corey, fortunately, perfect. You know what I mean? And so, and Keegan was just, he knew what he wanted, and he was the biggest thing about Keegan. He knows what he wants, and he's unafraid. He just goes for it. Just like you hear the story about how he asked her out. I would be terrified to do that. You know what I mean? And so, but he could see Maci right away, and just after a little bit of time, I could see that she's the one. When I met Maci, he brought her to a Friday night dinner with the family, and we went to The Rock for pizza. And Maci right away is asking questions and talking to me. Number one, if I don't talk to you, it's probably because I'm either waiting to see if you're worth talking to, or I don't like you. So I'm just one of those people that I'm just kind of reserved, and I just kind of just wait and see what happens. But she was right in on it. So, and you could tell right away. And I talked to her like what? For 15, 20 minutes. And it's like, and Terry she says right after that, she goes, "Holy crap, man. You talked to her more than, half of the people that Keegan had even, been with." So it's interesting to know when it's the right one. And so I was joking with Keegan just a little bit ago about him being my favorite son, and he always gives me shit. It's like, you have 3 kids, you can't choose. I mean, their family has so many children, but everybody thinks they're the favorite, but there's always that one thing that your kids do that make you just love them, and that's just the cool thing. And Keegan he's fearless. He really is. And so as soon as having Maci in our family for just a very short period of time, Keegan's like, he just wants to be reaffirmed. He wants to know that what we think about this person that he knows he loves. And I said, well, I know she's the person you don't let get away. She's the girl you make sure you hang on to. So pretty quickly after that, he did it. He knew that was it, and he made it happen. And Maci, truly, you are a very special person. I mean, you can just tell. You're loving, you're caring, you're very strong. And it takes that. You need that on both sides. You need that to have that ability to be able to stop him sometimes when he's doing some things that he shouldn't be doing. And he does the same thing for you. And so it's a play on each other, and to have a really good relationship. Hearing that your pastor was saying that you guys, out of all the times, all the people he's actually been counseling, that you guys really have a great foundation. And it's mainly because you guys both understand each other. And the thing that I can tell you, think about her more than anything. Don't worry about yourself. Same way to hear. If you guys do that, don't be selfish. The biggest thing that helps relationships is unselfishness, and that's the thing you have to remember. So I hope you guys together forever. I love you both.
So I've heard that you saved the best for last, but someone must have messed up the order here today. But I'm happy that so many people are here from everywhere, and you guys know it means a lot that you take the time to support this couple who are starting their journey. It just means a lot to me that people travel from so far away, and just taking the time to show your love and support for someone else means a lot. So, but this has been coming for a while, but it really hit me recently, I think, when Maci told me that she left my Netflix account. I hadn't really thought about it. But I was like, this is really happening. Like, she's moved out of my Netflix account. So, but you guys know Maci, and for those of you who know Maci, know that she is very genuinely caring, loving, sweet, and it is so deep down in her that it could not be fake. It comes across in everything she does, from her smile to her hugs to everything. She has a very adventurous side, and I don't know if everyone knows her adventurous side, but she will take off across we went scuba diving, her first scuba diving experience in an ocean. She'd done lakes and things like that, but her first experience, we were out here in the Gulf of Mexico, down by where we are. A 30-foot whale shark swims in out of the murky distance. Maci's swimming with me, and all of a sudden, Maci takes off toward it. Everyone else is kind of like, does anybody see that thing? And all of a sudden, I see Maci swimming. There are sharks around it. There are small sharks and schools of fish around it. She doesn't care. She's swimming right toward it. Later on, she said, "Dad, they're filter feeders. You don't have to worry." But we all rode the shark. But she was the one to take off immediately toward it. She loves adventure. She graduated college, went to Spain. Doesn't have any family there. Doesn't know anyone there. But leaves the country away from everyone else and seeks out her own adventure. She would go down to downtown Madrid and read her books on rooftops. And that is something I just really appreciate about you, Maci, is that you have an amazing sense of adventure. Even when you're younger, the Dominican Republic experience, I remember you coming back and being changed by going to the Dominican Republic and saying, look at all the way these other people live, and look how I live, and look at the things that we worry about in life, and then look at what they have to worry about. They've got 12 people living in a 8x8 box, and so it's that adventure, that love for travel and seeing the world, but I really appreciate that about Maci. And Keegan, we get to know Keegan a little bit recently, and you have everything I would look for in a son-in-law. You have values, you have integrity. I appreciate everything about you. Keegan actually asked for Maci's hand in marriage while I was showing him my gun closet. So he is brave on top of all of that. He is fearless. We've heard that today. He is fearless. But I just hope you guys take this journey and start this journey well. I think you've got a great support group. There will be storms, but you are each other's anchor. We will help be your anchors. And just remember that we're all here for you through the ups and downs, and we'll be all unicorns and rainbows. But, appreciate the good stuff. Look at it with the big picture attitude that it's going to be okay, even in the hard times. But stay true to each other, and I love you both. So let's raise a toast to Maci and Keegan.
We want to thank everybody for coming out, and like you've been hearing, everybody a lot of you have traveled from very far, and we really, really appreciate it to take the time, spend the money, and come and share this amazing day with Maci and I. It means the world to us, and I don't think we'll ever be able to express that in words. But we love everyone here. We love that you guys are here celebrating this with us. Music's going to start soon, so dance off all the calories you just ate and have some fun. This is a party now, so just please dance, have fun, get a few more drinks, and let's just have an amazing time. Thank you, everyone.
Do you hear me talking to you? Across the water, across the deep blue ocean under the open sky. Oh my, baby, I'm trying. Boy, I hear you in my dreams. I feel you whisper across the sea. Keep you with me in my heart. You make it easier when life gets hard. Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where I have been. Lucky to be coming home again. They don't know how long it takes waiting for a love like this.
Out of the corner of my eye, caught you walk by. I chase you down. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever stop. You are light as a butterfly, as heavy as a rock. Bottom and the top. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever stop. And now I'm opened up, I'm strong, I'm wild, like a storm out the stars in my blood. And it's all because of you, my love. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever stop. When you laugh, it's like a light that fill me up. Cause you are my love. Like when I fell into your eyes, I could not get out, and I could not get enough. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever stop. When I'm all used up, old and breaking apart, like a storm out the stars in my blood. All because of you, you are my love. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever stop. And I want you to know I still need you so. Is it okay if I call you mine? From here on out, as if I could ever start.
I would love to see a father-daughter dance tonight.
Father-daughter.
Get him out of there.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens
comes to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want until your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want until your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same thing
I'm a man to die. If I get 'em, I can. I'ma speak the truth. I won't stop till I get 'em in their birthday suit. Let me know when they close, but they ain't on the front. Now we jack and I'm took the roll. The things that I put on control. How you like me now? When my bills value over 300,000. Let's track, you the one to please. Fill cups like double D. Let's home and you leave some dead. You want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed and say, Two hops this time. Two hops this time. Right foot, two stumps. Left foot, two stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Keep moving. Come on. Chop, chop that, yo. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, yo. 5 hops this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, let's stop. Left foot, let's stop. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, yo. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never stop? Can you bring it to the top? 1 hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Chop, chop, real smooth. Turn it out.